Hey everybody, this is TimeRider with a little bit of Saturday morning madness. So this is a number 71C Ford Heavy Wrecker, which is based on the Ford N600 cab. A lot like the Ford Thames, it's kind of that in-between a full nose and a cab over. And man, they use these for everything, and it was available in a whole bunch of different wheelbases. Normally, I don't mess around with Superfast too much, principally because the wheels are usually so hacked up that if you're going to do anything with them, it winds up being a custom. And that's okay, because that's what I'm going to do with this one too, but this time I am going to try to reuse these Superfast wheels and see how I fare. So, stick around. Lesney introduced a regular wheeled version of the Ford Heavy Wrecker in 1968, and then in 1970 they converted it to Superfast. It was available in a lot of different variations, so as far as colors I should say. There was a military version, a blue version, which I guess is pretty hard to find. Normally, like I said, I probably wouldn't have done anything with this, but the wheels didn't look too bad, so I thought I'd give it a go. It was held together pretty much with just a single rolled over post in the center of the model, and then the Superfast wheels were held in by clips. I have to apologize here on the front end. The footage that I took on this didn't turn out very well. A lot of it was blocked by my hands, and so it's kind of sparse, but I'll do my best here. I'm just gonna tap out this one post and get going on the stripper. Looks like new stripper too. I don't even remember the day I did this, but we got one, and we got two. And we'll give her a shake for luck. I had cut my hand cooking. And so when I was doing this, I was wearing a glove because I had a Band-Aid on there, and it was still bleeding. I haven't been able to decide whether this is the early version or the late version as far as the casting goes. They changed the cab of the truck, which was basically an F-Series cab, and made it a little bit taller because it didn't have a lot of headroom. I'm thinking this is the early version. This casting represents the early version. The casting was just in wonderful shape. I didn't really have to do hardly anything to it to get it ready for paint. And I like the casting. I got to give Matchbox credit that they make so many doggone wreckers, but they do a pretty good job at it. So I'm going to use Duplicolor Black on this because I had actually put a post on my community page because, you know, how when you do this kind of thing, you wind up with all kinds of stuff laying around. And I had decals for several gasoline companies, Total, Texaco, Gulf, Esso, British Petroleum. So I put it on my community page, and they said they wanted me to do Texaco. So, you know, you can trust your car to the man who wears the star. I decided I didn't want to do just like a takeoff on the original Lesney colors, so I I decided I was going to paint the cab black and the wrecker box red. And the reason I have the front of it taped off is because I actually painted the front of it with silver. And I used the Spectraflame silver because it seems like it's really fine metal flake. I was actually hoping I could go for kind of a used look on this truck. Of course, these Superfast wheels, I did redo the centers. I think you saw how I do that in the when I did the Corvette, and I did the same thing with these, cleaned up the wheels real good and brake fluid. And we gave the glass a polish. Like I said, I like the casting. It's a really neat casting. This was cracked, and it had paint on it. I wound up fixing the cracked portion with super glue, and threw that in brake fluid to get that paint off of it. And then this is for the dualies on the back, that holds the axles in. And the front one I threw in the brake fluid, and then this one I did some polishing on. So for the decals, the text code decals I had were on transparent decal paper. So what I did is I took some plain white and made a backdrop for it. And I'm sorry, like I said, I didn't have a lot of footage, so I'm jumping back right now to where I started on this project. And, the casting didn't look like it had been played with outside a great deal because the paint was in actually pretty good condition. The problem is that whoever owned it had painted it. So anyway, without any further ado, let's take a look at where I wound up. So the front was actually painted with flat black Tamiya. And then I used semi-gloss clear on it. And I tried to get the gloss paint on the back closer to the paint on the front by painting flat clear over the gloss paint. The edging I just did with a Sharpie. And then the taillights, I added a little bit of tire wash in the depressions to kind of give it that aged look. Like I said, I was really kind of going for a used truck look. So anyway, this is the Matchbox 71C Superfast. And there will be an episode of The Bench afterwards. I hope everybody likes the truck. This is TimeRider, and I'll leave the light on for you. Hey everybody, thanks for sticking around for this edition of The Bench. I kind of been harping on the whole I've been around for a year thing, and I've been trying to do some special things in conjunction with that. And I'm also going to, remodel my hobby room this winter, so I need to divest myself of some things. When you do this hobby long enough, you kind of tend to collect things. So I've got a couple of eBay auctions going on, and I'm going to be auctioning things off all month as it goes along. And all of the proceeds from these auctions go to charity. And I have a little lorry auction that I did real quick, and then I've got a restore it auction of castings that are duplicates or things I've already done that maybe some of you out there who restore might be interested in doing. And also, I wanted to remind everybody that the Three Blind Mice is hosting the Flash Cider Invitational. And you'll see the list of builders going by right now. If you want to participate, shoot us an email at Three Blind Mice Diecast, or go over to the Three Blind Mice page and post in the invitational video that you want to participate. Yeah, a couple work things here on the bench. I have got this Corvette, because I'm a glutton for punishment, I guess. And the tampos are all messed up on it, so I want to try to make it into something extraordinary, let's say. Certainly needs some new wheels. And then on the straight up restoration front, I don't know if I mentioned this one before. I've actually got this 17 Taxi done. I just have to make the video, so hopefully you'll see that out sometime this week. And that's all I got. So thumb up if you like, thumb down if you don't. If you're going to make a comment, please be respectful. This is TimeRider, and I hope to see you at the next video.